Welcome to the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast. Big show, gang.
Whoa, good to be back.
Great to be back, absolutely.
Live.
Yes, it's good. Swanee's up in Sydney at the moment doing the Masked Singer. How exciting that is, Swanee.
Very. I'm beside myself. I'm heading off to the studio again today. Very, very excited.
Don't tell anyone else, but just tell us.
Yeah.
Who's one of the contestants?
Yeah, tell us.
If I tell you that, I'd have to kill you, which, I wouldn't mind doing, but I don't think it's a great outcome for your children.
Denise Drysdale?
Absolutely. I'm not even saying yes or no.
Ding dong's in. That's a yes. Sam Groth came by to talk about Nick Kyrgios's antics on the phone. What else?
Nathan Broad was in from the Richmond Football Club.
Yes, I
celebrating
organised a very special surprise for him.
It's his fault they lost the game on the weekend.
And also we paid tribute to the loss of one of the great characters from The Sopranos, Tony Sirico, Paulie Walnuts. He passed away, and a loving tribute.
Enjoy.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
We are back.
We're back, Deano. Great to be back on air. We've had a good couple of weeks holiday. We're going to get Christine on the phone. She's up shooting at the moment. She's up shooting the Masked Singer.
Oh, fun.
Now,
here I am, boys. Can you hear me?
yes, we can. Loud and clear, Swanee.
Am I on air? Still on the phone.
You're on the damn radio
You're
right
on
now.
the radio, Swanee, but you're on the phone,
Okay.
Swanee. How's Masked Singer going?
Look, it is bonkers and brilliant, and you're going to love it. I'm loving it sick.
Our floor manager at work, Em, said she's been the floor manager up there for a couple of your episodes. She said they're epic days. They're massive.
They are massive days. Isn't she a gorgeous girl? I'm just loving meeting all these new people. But yes, they are long days, but who cares? It's fun.
Swanee, give us something. Give us a Spice Girl fact or some mask fact. Give us something.
No, I'm not giving you anything. I'm sworn to secrecy on it all.
Okay, well, give us your best Hughesy accent. Come on, give us a bit of Hughesy.
Yeah, nice.
You are the best.
That's not bad.
Pretty good, Swanee. It's rubbing off on you.
You weren't prepped for that, and that is a great Hughesy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, we're
I've been
back.
trying to teach him how to dance because,
Oh, yeah.
he's such a terrible dancer.
Yeah.
And I think I made a breakthrough the other day. I just said, do you have any sense of rhythm? And I taught him the beat to keep the beat. And he's never done that before, so I think I might have taught him how to dance.
Really? Is that a known thing in the industry that Hughes is a shit dancer?
Terrible.
Wow.
And I think
so he's up there with Simon Black.
His own rhythm, yeah.
If you've got eyes, you can see he's an awful dancer, It's a fact.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Travel stress can take a hike.
With lots of fully refundable hotels, whatif.com has got you covered.
Just remember, booking cancellation windows apply.
So go ahead and relax and book your next trip with confidence at whatif.com.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. We've got a brand new competition. You can win a whole bunch of great stuff real soon. Swanee's up in Sydney doing the Masked Singer. John.
You can hear me now.
Oh, yes. We can.
Absolutely. You're loud and clear, Swanee. It's coming through, not just on the phone. We went to the Gold Coast. Went up there for about 10 days. It was great. Expecting great weather.
Yeah.
We just found they're calling us the rain whisperers, the Browns, when we hit Gold Coast, because every time we hit the Gold Coast, it pisses down. So it rained for about 8 days straight, Swanee.
For real?
For real. But
can I say, though, there's something about the ambient temperature. Even though it's raining, it was still probably 18 or 19 or something.
spot on, Swanee. And the thing is, you try and use the argument, because you can't be stuff loading the kids up going to the beach.
Yeah.
You just get kids, it's raining. Well, no, they call you bluff straight away. Dad, we're going to be wet. We're going to be wet anyway. And they make a good point, Swanee.
Smart.
Because
Nice try, though.
Nice try, but you get into the... Because we wheel down the trolley, down from our place. We wheel the trolley down with the boards.
I did see Kyle's with her trolley. What a great idea. What did we do before the trolleys?
I know, they're amazing, aren't they?
They're everywhere now. Do you know what we're talking about, Deano?
No.
It's like an oversized kid's toy
Yeah.
that you drag behind you and you just put everything in it.
Yes.
And I think they're from like Aldi or something originally.
I think they might be.
Sand, no problem.
No problem.
No problem. We end up with 3 bodyboards, or boogie boards, Chappelle Corby style.
Yeah.
A
Well, you'll
surfboard.
definitely need the snacks then.
That's right, 15 towels. Like, everything's just loaded in there. Sunscreen, we didn't really need the sunscreen, though. So that was fun, 20. That was pretty much our trip. We just did that. I played a little bit of golf. I went to Adelaide. I took Liv down to Adelaide, my eldest Liv, to support her mate Otto. There was a charity game. So EB, which we know and love, Swanee, or not know and love, the actual condition, but the actual charity. And we've really got on board with that story. Well, the Adelaide Crows have formed a partnership with EB, so they had the EB Cup, Adelaide versus Melbourne, and I took Olivia down there to support her mate Otto, and I took some of the kids that are affected by EB out on the field, and we got to raise the flag, which is like a ritual, a pre-game ritual at the Adelaide Crows game. All the kids got to raise the Adelaide Crows flag before the game started.
Fantastic. I did see that on the socials, and it was really moving.
It was really nice. It was great to see the kids out there. They're just so courageous, Swanee. I love that. So that was a good part of the trip. I switched off from footy. Apart from that trip, I switched off from footy completely. Apart from... Did you hear the story, Swanee, about Alistair Clarkson driving his trailer around Albert Park and knocking off, well, not knocking off bricks, but loading up a shitload of bluestone bricks into the back of his trailer from out the front of someone's house?
What happened? Did he steal them?
Oh, yeah, big time.
And
he's a brick thief.
He was over there getting all these old broken bluestone bricks, loading him into the back of his trailer, Swanee, and the coppers have showed up and questioned him.
They've tased him. They brought him down.
Did he think that they were just free to good home?
Well, I think they were. I think there was a bit of works going on at this particular property. So Clarko thought he's got a bit of landscaping work to do, so he'd help himself to the bricks.
I tell you what, though, that is a very expensive thing. Bluestone bricks.
Right.
I'm with him. They are expensive.
That's right. Hence the reason Clarko was stealing them.
That is so funny.
He's refused to come on our podcast, even though we'd handle this with great sensitivity.
Oh, of course you will. That's what you're known for. That's what you're known for.
Anyway, it's been great fun, Swanee. I'm glad you're going well, but it's good to be back on air.
All right,
sure is.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Over 100, back from holidays. Good to see you all.
Yeah, back from holidays. And you know who else had a holiday when everyone else was having a holiday over the last 2 weeks? There's a lot of pets.
Really?
Well, a lot of pets,
Well, of course, they go to the kennels, don't they?
That's right, or they go to a trusted family member. Our dog Murphy went to the Chippy's parents' place and had a holiday all of his own. And I'm thrilled for him because new rules, new food, you know what I mean? New experiences for these dogs. My friend, Erin, has a dog called Judy Garland. The full name check, Judy Garland, and she is about 470 years old. She's one of those cloudy-eyed, toothless, cranky old bitches, you know?
She looks like Satan.
Those sorts of dogs. Well, you say Satan, I say Gizmo from the Gremlins.
She's got a bit of Denise Scott about her.
That is so cruel and untrue.
Jesus.
It's really... No, she doesn't have any of the Denise.
You were about to agree with me then.
About it.
Come on.
Well, because my natural, bent is to support you in whatever you say. But I just stopped for a minute and really considered what you said, and I have to respectfully disagree with you there. Judy does not have any parallels with Denise Scott. More like Judy Garland,
Yeah.
Anyway, Erin went away and had to entrust Judy to her brother. And not leaving anything to chance, she has left. Yes, says Judy. She's got a little star collar with Judy Garland written in the star.
Cute.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Erin, and I'm holding up so you could see, prepared a care document for her brother.
Okay.
So that he could give Judy the life that she's become accustomed to. And she forwarded, literally, Erin was going away for 3 nights. And this is the document that her brother Ryan...
Seems extensive.
Oh, wait. You wait. So it starts with Judy. Full name, Ms. Judy Garland. Preferred name, Juju, Juji, Juji Girl, Jujuani. Likes men. Belly scratches under her using her thin brush, light pressure, back scratches using her thin brush, moderate pressure.
Moderate.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Dislikes her human mother, rain, and puppies. Here is Judy's routine. Morning. Judy will wake approximately 7 a.m. and will need to be let outside to use the restroom and hydrate. After this, she will go to sleep wrapped in her blankets in her bed on the floor in a quiet place.
She goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
She's been asleep all night.
If it is cold, please have the heated blanket available to her and on setting 5.
I have it on setting 5.
So do I.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's about right.
Please ensure there is a white bowl of water near her bed. Now, this goes on for pages and pages. And then we get to the meals.
Yes.
AM meal. Slice of toast with tiny scraping of butter and promite. Cut into tiny pieces. Judy prefers to be hand-fed.
Yes. Prefers. Like, doesn't
she
need
prefers
to.
it.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to, but, you know, if she had her choice, she would rather you hand her the small cut-up pieces of... I just love the specificity of promite, like not Vegemite or Marmite. It's promite, which is a very specific product.
Yeah.
I had a couple of good greyhounds that liked the Vegemite on toast, and you would hand feed them Swanee, but they were winning races at Sandown Park the night before.
Well, yeah, I haven't told you whether or not Judy is winning races at Sandown Park, have I?
No, that's
she
a good
might
point.
be.
That's a good point.
This might be the big reveal. It's not, by the way. She does nothing all day long. PM meal. Please select 1 protein and 1 carb from the following menu plan. Carbs include roasted sweet potato mashed, asterisk, served warm.
Oh, God.
A few little bits of ham on top of her meal will be welcomed. Not too much, though. Very high in sodium. The protein that she likes is a charcoal chicken from the chicken store, skin removed, or a poached chicken breast shredded. For snacks, she likes a liver treat. It must be crushed, though, into very small pieces, otherwise she will regurgitate them. Across Judy's stay at Beverley Park, please send through twice daily evidence of proof of life, as well as update of her physical and mental well-being in the form of written word, images and moving vision.
Is she winding up her brother here, or are these legitimate requirements?
This is legitimately how Judy lives her life. Clearly she is the master of this house and Erin is her slave. Do you have any questions? Actually... I've actually got a few questions. Let's get Erin on next.
All right, 13. Oh, we don't have... We'll call her.
We're going to call her. We're going to call her and ask some questions. Mainly, I want to know, does she actually roast the sweet potato and mash it up?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, is she doing this?
I want to ask her if this is a piss take on her brother.
Don't move.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
And Swan's mate, Erin, has a dog called Judy Garland, Swanee.
Yes, and like many of us, Erin enjoyed a holiday. But what to do with Judy Garland? Judy. And she enlisted the help of her brother. But the list of demands and schedules and Judy's likes and dislikes really blew me away. She joins us now. Hello, Erin Louise.
Morning. How are you?
Look, not as good as Judy, I'm going to say. Now, I've got a few specific questions.
Go on. I'm sure you do.
Did she survive the 3 nights with your brother Ryan?
My Georgie girl?
Yeah.
She did. I actually just had a little proof of life this morning of a little picture of her and one of her nips. As I told you, she's got 7 or 8. Various sizes, and it depends on what temperature is, which I was very clear about stating with Ryan which one was her pyjama one because it was looser around her plus-size belly.
Yes. Oh, look, she's a silly old thing, isn't she, Judy?
She is, isn't she? And to think she started as a hospice project for me during COVID, and
Yes.
she's kicking on for a year now.
And she's really fallen into the lap of luxury with you, Judy Garland. I've got a few questions. I have noticed that in her AM meal, one of the carbs is a slice of toast with a tiny scraping of butter and Promite. How did you arrive at Promite when the natural spread there would be Vegemite?
Well, see, that's what you think the natural spread is, but I grew up in Queensland, and that's a Promite house, and it's very clear that our family is a Promite house.
Oh, you're pro-Promite.
Yeah, see, that's it. I wouldn't even have Vegemite in my pantry, so she is now a Promite girl.
The carb in the PM is a suggested roasted sweet potato mash. Now, do you actually buy the raw sweet potato and roast it for Judy?
Oh, my God, I'm so embarrassed. I do. This is so dumb. And I have a specific, oh, my God, this is so dumb. I have a specific roasting tray for a sweet potato.
Does she know she's a dog, Erin?
You know what? She's so ugly and just the most crusty, white, disgusting dog that goes against everything I wanted in a dog. But I just love her. And I just do everything for her. And she gives me nothing back. Nothing.
No.
And she's got 3 teeth and is basically deaf, or she has selective hearing with me anyway. But I just keep giving and giving, don't I, Fawn? I get nothing.
You give until you have nothing left.
She's a cranky old bitch, Erin. Hey, Erin, if you were one of the carbs you load her up with, or the protein, you put a little bit of ham on top of a meal and it's welcome. Now, considering she's blind and deaf and dumb, if you supplemented that, if you had no ham around but you had a tin of Spam, do you think Judy would pick up on it?
No, I go to a special deli 25 minutes away from me and get shaved, paid the thin ham from this gorgeous man, and it's about $49 a kilo, and that's what she gets.
That's criminal offence, Jude.
Oh, Erin, good luck with Judy Garland, the dog that in many ways looks like an old grey mop that's about to be discarded.
From like the back of a pub somewhere with a metal can, that's what she looks like.
Like a messenger from hell.
I think tomorrow we need to do another phoner on, is your dog more indulged than Judy Garland? And I don't think we're going to get a single phone call.
See you,
I
Erin.
don't think so either.
Good on you, Erin.
Thank you.
See you soon, Erin Louise.
Bye-bye.
Pang.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Just like sands through an hourglass, so are the days of Sam Pang. Here he is.
Oh, it's
the
good,
sun. The sun also rises.
Like Sam's through the hourglass.
Yes.
What does that work?
Don't
Good morning,
mind.
everyone.
The sun's not up, though. It's still dark outside.
It's wonderful to see everyone. Good morning, Deano.
Yo!
Christine.
Hello, Samuel.
Jonathan.
I've got
Great
2 questions.
to see you guys. God,
No.
yeah.
Oh, what do you got?
I've got 2 questions. Did you guys both went to Bali in the holidays?
Deano and Sam.
Deano and Sam. Deano, did you see Sam?
I did.
Did you?
Fantastic.
Wow.
Hey, we were drinking pina coladas out of like golden pineapples. They had little glasses made out of pineapple.
Really?
Goblets. Goblets, Swanee.
Did you just run into him, or was it actually planned?
No, I just ran into him.
The people you bump into at a cockfight is unbelievable. Isn't it? I look over there, and there he was, a smiling man.
Did you see popcorn chicken over there?
No, nothing.
No.
Hey, Sam, I've got a question
What's
for you.
the other question?
Did you see the fat kid smoking?
Well,
Yeah,
I may
you
have,
did.
but I think he's grown up. Tell you what's alive and well in Bali, Swanee?
What?
Cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Cigarettes are,
They're back.
Are they $55
That fat kid.
Packet like here?
You know this. You two don't you? When I was younger, if anyone ever asked me for a picture of the kid, my kid, I would send a picture of that fat kid smoking. It's a timeless classic. You should all do it. It's yours. Take it. Welcome back.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. We're back in the studio all together.
Oh, what about that music?
Great TV themes.
Oh,
Sopranos. So
You could almost make love to this, Sam.
it's a bit long, I think. I wouldn't need the whole version. I would have
That's
thought.
what she said.
Ew. So The Sopranos, 1999. I'm starting. So I haven't seen everyone for two weeks. But you know I'm starting with death, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. What did you
Black-hearted
expect?
man.
Black-hearted, or possibly, Swanee, a loving tribute to a fallen superstar whose name you may know, but whose voice you will know. Tony Sirico, who played Paulie Walnuts in The Sopranos, mate. One of the great
I'm not
characters.
fully across it.
What?
I'm not fully across The Sopranos, and I'll tell you why. I was talking to Husey about this yesterday. I really want to, but I know my attention span. How many seasons are there?
6.
See, I don't want to start something that I just know I won't finish.
Yeah. Oh, well,
There's so many.
Fair enough. It started in 1999, Swanee. So you've got, you know, man, even if you got in now, you couldn't be accused of being an early adopter.
No,
So
there's no spoilers.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. But Tony Sirico, 79 years of age, right, passed away. Now, listen, for those younger fans who didn't watch The Sopranos, he also played Vinny in the Family Guy, Deano.
Hey, you, green pants. I hear you're looking for a dog or something.
So what's your story?
Well, you know, I'm just a regular guy. You throw a stick, maybe I bring it back. Maybe I bring back an iPhone that fell off a truck. So what do you say? You want me as your dog?
What a voice.
It's a great voice. Please, hopefully our wonderful listeners know who I'm talking about now, or know who we're talking about. So that's Tony Sirico, right? And he, by the way, before acting, Brownie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had some nicks. He had some nicks on his character.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So he by the way, if you don't know who he is, he's the he had the wings on the side. He had the grey on the side, but really flourishes, looked like an eagle.
Yeah.
And
Looked like an eagle.
But before and most of his roles, I'm not going to, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, that he may not have had a massive range, right? But he did play. He did play a gangster he played heavies for all the time, really. No romantic comedy.
With a voice like that, typecasting is inevitable and preferable.
It's an amazing voice, and but yeah, like I said, so before he went into acting, here's a game. Let's play this. Let's play the game. We're straight into it. How many times was Tony Sirico arrested before he went into acting, Brownie and Chrissie?
How old was he when he went into acting? When he got his big break? Do you reckon 40s?
About 30, I think.
Okay.
I'm 13.
13.
I was going to say 5.
Not bad from both of you. He was arrested 28 times before he went into acting, and then also did time too.
I was going to say,
Sing Sing.
Yeah.
What, Sing Sing?
God.
So I just wanted to.
What a great inspirational story! You can turn your life around.
Absolutely, because he was prolific right until the end. So he passed away at 79. So we all know him from The Sopranos, right?
He was so lovable in The Sopranos. Like, he was a lovable bad guy.
And off camera, too. Apparently, he was a real sweetheart to Gandolfini's son.
Really?
Like an uncle.
Nice.
One of the great... I'll play this clip to you, but then I want to come back and give you a quote from him. But this is one of the famous episodes of The Sopranos, is when Paulie and Christopher are in a forest, really, basically, and they're supposed to get rid of a bloke, Deano. But they lose him, right? Now, just to set it up, Tony Soprano, of course, the great James Gandolfini, he's trying to get hold of these guys, but he's got a bad line, right? So he gives them this.
The guy you're looking for is an ex-commando. He killed 16 Chechen rebels single-handed. He was with the Interior Ministry. Guy's some kind of Russian Green Beret.
Right, so this is Tony in town. He's trying to he's telling Paulie and Christopher that the guy they're after, they're trying to knock off, he's a he's a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Right. But
You're a bit nervous. That message comes through.
Oh, yeah, no, he wants to get rid of him. The line's really bad, right? So Paulie Walnuts, this is what he heard.
T? T, that you?
You're not going to believe this. He killed 16 Czechoslovakians. Guy was an interior decorator. His house looked like shit.
Go on, he's killed Chechen rebels, and he's given interior. So he's
You're
killed
not going to believe this.
Mate, he's interior decorator. So this is how good this
His
is.
house looks so shit.
For that is a reminder of that show, Deano, as heavy as it was, to the wonderful moments of comedic genius
That's
in it.
commonly thought of as the best episode in the whole.
I think it's called the Pine Barrens. I think that's what it was. So it's funny.
What series is that?
Oh, I don't know.
Midway?
Midway.
Yeah, mid to getting on. Swanee, being on The Sopranos, as you can imagine, would be an unbelievable gig as an actor. You know, man, you're going, can you imagine, look who I'm working with, look who the writing.
Be a bit intimidating, I would have thought, in that setting.
So Tony Sirico passed away at the age of 79, gone too soon. But this was his quote from Terence Winter, was one of the writers on The Sopranos. And he said that the first thing that Tony Sirico ever said to me, literally on day one, was, "You're the new writer. Let me tell you something. If you ever write a script where I die, first I die, then you die." So there you go. A little tribute there to one of the greats.
Well done, mate.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Crushing loss for the Tigers. We're going to get Brodie's coming in to talk about it.
It was all his fault.
Was it? Really? Was it?
Yeah.
We are back from our holidays. We're going to blame Brodie for the Tigers' loss and their future later. But right now I'm going to talk about what I've been doing in my holidays because, full disclosure, I am still in Sydney.
Ugh.
And it's time for this.
Swan in the city.
Can I tell you, I'm having the time of my life.
Does that have something to do with the fact that you got no kids with you?
It is. It is. I love them, but my God, to have parked the mental load properly has been remarkable.
Cut and run.
Yeah. I don't know where they are or what they're doing. No, that's not true. I talk to them all the time. But here's the thing. I've been here for sort of 3 weeks, I reckon. 2.5 weeks. And I'm filming The Masked Singer, which is amazing. It's a show that I love, as you know, and 3 of the original 4 panellists didn't return. So all of a sudden there was room for toots in there.
Yes.
And
always a good sign of a show, isn't it? When people just, I don't want to say rats, jumping off a sinking ship. But anyway, that's Swanee. There were 3 spots. And you grab one of them.
Can I tell you?
The others?
Look, I agree. I agree with you. Ursula Carlson, Jackie O and Danny Minogue all decided not to come back. So, of course, as I was accepting the job, I thought, my God, what am I getting myself into? But the more I arrive on set, the more I think, are they crazy? It is the funnest, most wonderful experience, truly. So it's not rats leaving a sinking ship. I don't know what the story is there properly.
It's Husey. Such an Ellen about him.
Yep.
It's definitely not Husey. I'm really enjoying my time with Husey. He's a different sort of person than I'd imagined. I've never worked with him, even though we've both been in the biz for 7,000 years. This is the first time I've worked, so closely with him, and he's a darling. Gosh, he's great to work with. Mel B.
If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
Tell us everything about Mel B, please.
She is, so hardworking, so funny,
Did you say hardworking?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You sort of expect with someone as famous and huge and with the life that she has had. It's been an extraordinary life, right from when she was a teenager, really.
A level of fame only you could understand, John.
Thank you, Sam.
No.
Oh, yeah. Did not miss a beat.
Just saying it, your height. You know what I mean? You were right there.
At the height, that's right, exactly.
Swanee, get
ask her about Posh Boss.
Her whole life has been your 2001 in the Fortitude
That's
Valley.
right,
You know
that's
what
right.
I mean?
It was.
But anyway, you're in Sydney, Swanee. This is good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm in Sydney, and of course, there's. Women are, I don't expect any of you to understand, but women are hardwired, mothers are hardwired to feel guilty for not being 100% in the same house as their children. It's just the way it happens, and I wish it was different, but it isn't.
You didn't sound like that at the start of this talk break.
No. I'm forcing myself to park it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that's been the biggest sort of hurdle, because every time I do get this spark of joy and independence and all of that great stuff, straight after it I get, oh God, I really should be at home making sandwiches. And I don't know, it's just the way that we're hardwired. But I'll give you a little snapshot into my day. And I think, any woman, working or otherwise, parenting solo or with someone else, will really be astounded that I am having days like this. Okay. I woke up and made coffee and scrolled Instagram. That was it. That was my morning. And then I realised that I didn't bring any books with me to Sydney. So I Googled where the nearest bookstore was and I walked to it and I bought a couple of books and put them in my backpack.
Life and Football still there?
Yes, it was.
How much?
$1.50.
Good rate.
Was it still there? There were lots of copies still there, John.
There was a whole room off the shop just full of your book.
Store
next to his fragrance.
And then how's this for a Sydney miracle? I went, oh, okay, I've got my books. I've done what I had to do. I've got literally nowhere to be. And I noticed a Thai massage place across the road.
Oh, now we're talking.
So I just walked in without an appointment, without a schedule, without anything. And I had a 1 hour massage.
Yes.
After that, I was a bit hungry and I felt like prawns. And I can't eat prawns because my middle son, Kit, is allergic to prawns. So we just never have them in the house, even though they're my favourite sort of seafood. So I walked to the fish markets in Pyrmont with my backpack on and I bought some prawns. And then I walked them home and I cooked them with chilli and garlic and ate them.
Jesus.
Are these miraculous goings on for you to hear, or is this just your life? I'm genuinely interested.
So just to clarify,
you're
you're putting this.
I've walked down the market to buy some prawns.
Well, no, but that concept.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Of
Brownie,
freedom.
You do whatever you want all the time, Brownie. That's your life.
It sounds fun, Swanee. I'd be starting to question whether you actually moved back to Melbourne.
Don't worry, I have. And do you know what else I did? Because, you know, you get into sort of like your roles and stuff, and then you feel like you can't do things that are outside that role. But during this holiday, I've had to really fend for myself. And the Airbnb that I'm staying in it's beautiful, but the woman that owns it, I think, is fairly, not old-fashioned, but, there's no smart TV, for example.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I do? Because occasionally I wanted to watch some television. So I went and bought a Chromecast. Does anybody know what that is? I didn't know what it was.
Hell yeah, it's a little flash thing that plugs in and you can watch the internet on the telly.
That's it. And not only did I buy it, I set it up on my own.
Big.
And I watched Ted Lasso.
Big.
All right, you're watching Ted Lasso.
Yes.
How far are you in?
I'm first season done and 3 eps into the second season.
Mate.
I mean, it's been an extraordinary time and I'm never coming home.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Number 35 for Richmond.
Hey there, Nathan Broad. Let's talk footy with you.
I've noticed that Brodie doesn't have headphones on. Why is that?
Because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Couple weeks off.
Yeah, exactly. It has been a couple of weeks off, and it's
including last Saturday night. You had a week off. Hey, what were you blokes doing after the siren against the Gold Coast Suns? If you've been buried under a rock, Swanee, they were up by 40 points against the Gold Coast Suns in the third quarter, and somehow the Suns got back into the game, and then young Noah Anderson, Gold Coast Suns star, had this kick after the siren.
For the greatest victory in Gold Coast history, he kicks straight! Straight into football folklore! Noah Anderson and the pylon couldn't be bigger! Glory for the Suns! One of the greatest comebacks you'll ever see!
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Nathan Broad, what does it feel like to hear that?
Oh, yeah, we're pretty good at it, aren't we? We seem to always muck up a win or come back and just lose it, or we just win them. We're exciting to watch, but geez, if you're a fan of ours, the ticker would be a bit sore.
40 points, and then all that yelling, not about you.
I know, yeah.
It's a very good point.
Good, is it? It's pretty disappointing.
So
but,
listen, what happened?
Oh, to be honest, I don't know. They just kind of kept coming at us. We had injuries, but that's no excuse. We still were up by 40 points. You should be winning them, and they just kept coming, and then he kicked that goal, and after he kicked that goal, the siren, you couldn't really hear it, and you had Grimesy come on, boys, we had this structure when you're down and you need to win. And he's yelling out that, trying to set blokes up, and some blokes are going to that position, but the siren had gone.
That's good leadership. It's good to know everything. He's trying to get.
Captain's good.
That's all right.
Who did you play on?
No, I had a few on the weekend. About 2 or 3 players we floated through.
And just give me one of them.
Can't remember their names.
Exactly.
Yeah,
just their numbers.
Day. How many? A couple of goals. Yeah.
Did he?
It was a bad week.
Ooh.
It was a bad week all round.
Now, where were you? So, what role did you play in the match-winning goal for the opposition? So, were you anywhere near the culprit, Noah Anderson, who kicked the goal?
The hero.
Have you got any? The hero, sorry, the culprit. The culprit for you.
I don't know if this is a set-up question or not,
I'm
but
just asking, mate.
Yeah, the Sam Day took a mark on me in the pocket and then squared it up to Noah Anderson.
I'm glad you acknowledged that, because that's what my question was leading to.
Yeah, that was mine to play, so yeah, my fault, but that's all right. We move on.
Hey, Brodie,
we do not move on.
Some jazz music.
Not if we don't make the 8, we won't be.
This is some jazz music we're listening to.
Why?
Because I swear to God, you're practicing something called jazz fingers. When your opponent has a shot at goal or snaps one, when you go for the smother, you give your fingers a little flutter, a little jazz.
Swanee, just for some context, since I last saw this man, he was responsible, basically, Carlton versus Richmond 2 or 3 weeks ago, where Carlton were coming back. Carlton kicked a goal. They thought it was a goal. Old jazz hands brought over here, touched it, goes to the review. And not really sure that it's...
Well, it was a long way in too. The umpire was about to bounce the ball in the centre of the ground, and then he got a little whisper in his earpiece to say, "Oh no, hang on, we've got to look at these jazz fingers."
So Swanee, there's genuine discussion about whether footballers are training. If someone, an opponent kicks it over their hands, are they putting their hands up and are they getting their fingers jazz hand style? So Nathan Broad, is that being coached? Are you practicing it at training? What are you doing?
Yeah, probably, I reckon 2-3 times a week we're probably out there, practicing the jazz fingers. Jeez, when I'm getting these messages from these bloody Carlton fans left, right and centre that I'll deliberately wiggle my fingers as this ball's flown past. I'm not the smartest man at the best of times, but I'm definitely not that smart.
Did you touch it?
I definitely did touch it. Hand on heart, I touched it,
Nathan,
my daughter's going berserk, so funny.
I'm in Sydney and I don't have free to air. I don't really know how to watch the football, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't watch it. But I have seen a whole lot of stories on my sort of, news page about Dusty. Can you give us any insight into that?
I don't know. I think Sydney came out and said they're not pursuing it, and then there's articles saying he's definitely gone. So, I don't think anyone knows what's going on, and we don't even know what's going on.
Isn't it the right thing to do for the club to keep you abreast of all these, movements?
I don't even know if the club knows, to be honest. So,
right.
I think it's just all innuendo or whatever that's called.
What's
That's absolutely correct. It is innuendo.
You've nailed it.
No, you've nailed it.
What does Barmy have to say about that situation?
That's true.
I don't know if Barmy's list manager or player manager or what he is, but
he's God.
He is God down at the club, but not even Barmy knows that's where it's at. If Barmy doesn't know, then no one knows.
Is Barmy actually employed, or does he just keep on turning up for the rest of his life?
He rocks up, Barmy. He's always there. Yeah, he always rocks up. He'll be there forever, I think.
Barmy carries himself, Brownie. Barmy carries himself as the type where, the guy who loses his job, but he just gets up every morning, puts a suit on and pretends he's got a job, and he walks out.
100%.
He hasn't been paid for 3 years at the time.
I think we've nailed you enough, Brodie. We're going to give you a little congratulations next. We've got 2 breaks as usual with Nathan Broad. And the first one was dedicated to your jazz hands and the crushing loss that the Tigers suffered. But it's not all bad news, Nathan Broad, because I know that you've just celebrated an enormous milestone in your football career, and that is 100 games. And we here on Chrissie, Sam and Brownie are immensely proud of you. And to commemorate this unbelievable event, I've organised a little surprise from Sydney, because I also read that you like Twix bars. So we have 100 Twix bars for you, one for each One for each shining game that you played.
What are you, 8 years old?
Yeah, how good the skinnies will be going
I think
up
we
here.
all know that Nathan Broad is actually 8 years old.
So, Brodie,
Congratulations,
what is in front of you
Brodie.
right now? Is it
Oh, I think there's 100 mini Twix bars here. She's not lying. So
There are.
mate?
I don't know if the dietitian will be too happy with this, but she should be good. Thank
How
you.
often do you get your skin folds done nowadays?
I'm pretty lucky. Mine are fairly. My skinnies don't change too much, but I think it's once a fortnight.
Not
That's
after
a
you,
fortnight.
not after you put that food
Yeah,
bag on and
after
just go through that. You'd be off the scale. So you're a Twix man, are you?
I don't mind Twix. Yep.
What is
I'm
it?
not
Is
a
it the
lolly man. I'm a
biscuit?
chocolate man.
Is it
but,
the biscuit or the caramel or the chocolate?
I think it's the biscuit. I think. Yeah.
I think it is too, Nathan. I think it's a superior biscuit.
It is.
Twix man,
Yes.
Brownie?
Oh, I think I'll be having one with my coffee. I may steal one of those 100.
May I
in there.
inquire how old you are, young man?
I'm 29. Yeah.
You've only played 100 games.
Yep.
That seems...
3 premierships, though.
right, yeah, we count them. They're just 3 games, mate. So he's played 100 games.
Just 3 games.
100. He's played 100. You're a late starter then, just for those
late
who-
starter. Yeah. Few injuries and
How many years you got left?
got left. Oh, I still feel 18 and I act 18, so I think I got 5 in me, but that's the club's decision probably.
Brownie?
See
Talk
what
to
they
Barmy.
Brownie's a pundit.
Yeah, I'll have a chat to Barmy.
Is he good form? Is he in form? And can you see him going on for 5 more years?
I think he's a star. I think he's very underrated from the outside world.
Do you love him?
But I speak to the interiors, like people like Neil Baum,
Yeah.
and they just say how important he is to the function of the Richmond defence.
Really? It's the one that resulted in a loss of the kick after.
That's right, except he played a critical role in the loss. Of course, his man was the second last person to touch it. But that's okay.
I do all the important stuff. I do footy trips, so you need me around.
Are you in charge of footy trip?
Yeah, I'm the footy trip man.
That is big. May I ask, but just throw up a couple of things that I wrote down. Swanee, you may be interested. Clayton Oliver, Brownie, signed a contract for how many years?
7, I believe.
7-year contract. Brodie, what do you think of that? What do you think of an opponent of yours, brethren of yours, a peer, signing a 7-year contract?
I think if I'd asked my manager that, he'd laugh at me, I reckon. I think I'm back to, when you get to my age and a mature age, I think you stick to the 1 years.
Pretty good contract,
It's a long time, yes.
It is a long
Why
time,
is
yeah.
that? Why do some people get 7 and some people get 1? Like what from an outsider's perspective, what is the difference?
Well,
between
he's
those
younger,
players?
so Brodie's 29, even though you feel young and you act
And
young.
how old is Clayton Oliver?
He's only about 23, isn't he? 24. Maybe he's 25, Swanee. So, he's at the start of his prime, even though he's dominated for a few years.
Have you ever been at the football club when there's been a review, Nathan Broad?
Not a full review, but I was there at the end of 2016. She was pretty grim.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had signs on things, like the elevator had a sign saying use the stairs only players, and we had a sign on the ping pong table saying you had to do like 10 minutes a touch before you could play ping pong and that. She was pretty grim back in 2016.
Really?
What does that mean? What is a review? And why are you punished in that way?
Oh, we didn't have an internal review as such, but we weren't great back then, and we were 13th, I think, and I think they went around down the track of, need to start doing all this extra stuff and that, and we realised eventually that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
We just went back to having fun and enjoying each other's company.
And you know what else they did? They got Barmy in, Swanee.
Yeah.
At the end of that 2016, they got Barmy in, and he obviously said, no, you can use the elevator. You can play table tennis for longer
He's
than
a
10 minutes.
soothing balm.
I only asked that, Brownie, because the North Melbourne, during our time away, are undergoing a review.
Like your club did last year, and it's run by the same man, Jeff Walsh.
Oh, there you go. All right. I'm just throwing these things up because they're footy topics.
Yeah, that's right.
The other thing, Swanee.
No, you go, yes.
Are you happy with Robbie Williams being announced as the grand final entertainment?
Yes, I am. Are you, Jonathan?
Love it. I think it's
Brodie?
fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. I obviously want to make the granny, but when you make the granny, you don't actually get to watch it. So
no, that's all right, mate. You'll be able to watch it this year. Don't worry. You keep letting goals through like that one on Saturday
we
night.
got North Melbourne this weekend.
Have
so
you
after that?
in your three premierships? Can you hear the entertainment from the rooms, or do you pop out nothing?
No, you get nothing. No, you miss it all. Yeah. So
Where were you when Jack got up with the Killers? Were you side of stage?
I think we were still down in the rooms, and we were making our way out there, and I didn't even know that was planned or anything. So we just popped our head out, and he was just finishing up. Yeah, pretty cool.
And one final one, your girl Taylor.
Yep.
Your fiance performed on, or not performed, she was in what's not Masked Singer?
Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior. I was about to say Masked Singer.
What was that?
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
she popped
did.
up on Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, she did it about 2 or 3 months ago. They filmed that up in Sydney. She did really well. Yeah, she trained for a week. She surprised me.
Mate, she'd kick your ass.
Oh yeah, she would. After seeing that, she does kick my ass. Yeah, puts me in line.
I just want to play a little game with you, Nathan Broad, because when we introduce, the members of this show, we have a very special theme song that goes with each one, and I think you've been with us long enough, and to earn your own one. And I've just come up with this. I'm going to introduce him, Deano, and then you're going to play the sting. Okay?
Hit it.
All right. This is in honour of your new signature move, Jazz Hands. Here he is, Nathan Jazz Hands Broad.
Now you have jazz.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's an upgrade from Volcano Bum, so it's good.
Before you go,
we're getting there.
Before you go, we have to do this.
Brodie's serious analytical footy question of the week. Nathan.
Despite it being your 100th game against the Gold Coast Suns, the Tigers gave up a 40-point lead to lose after the siren. Do your teammates secretly hate you?
That's a good question. Good question.
It's not a good week to come in and see Brodie, is it, after a 40-point deficit? Yeah, I know the boys didn't win it for me, did they? We're not good at milestone games down at the Tigers.
Is there anyone
Didn't they give you a spray after the game?
Nah, no spray. He was a bit emotional, to be honest. He was just a bit, flat for us. And,
he was crying, was he?
Yeah, no, almost, yeah. All the boys were pretty flat. It was pretty somber down there, and just put his arms around us and said, we need to grow, and you learn your biggest lessons from your greatest losses.
We don't want to finish on a down note, do you know what I mean?
This music will help.
No, let's...
And then did he say, hey, have you seen what Clarko's been up to? Can I borrow one of your trailers?
Did
you hear that?
I didn't hear that, no.
Clarko's stealing Bluestone bricks.
Brodie, congrats on the 100.
Let's go out with a goal. Let's go with an uplifting note. Can you think we can go out with?
Feel good.
For the greatest victory in Gold Coast history, he kicks straight.
See, there's a bit of radio craft for you. You go out with you go out on a high. Yeah.
Have a Twix bar and celebrate.
Enjoy your Twix, mate.
Yeah,
well
thanks
done.
for the Twix bars.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. We are back live in your ears. And guess what today? Most kids, not yours, Jonathan Brown, because they seem to never go to school.
They don't believe in school.
Most kids are back to school today. And for some reason, when you have a break from something for 2 weeks, you forget how to do it. So here's my community service announcement. Take a jumper. Make sure you're warm enough because it's going to be cold today at school.
And Bam, behave yourself.
Bam's at home.
Yeah, well, if he doesn't torch that joint, if that joint's not on fire when you get home, well, that's a win.
And doesn't it seem like a million years ago since holidays? It's literally the first day back at school. But most people are just, that's the first holiday we've had for a few years. It was hard to get our head around how to have a holiday, and even harder to get our heads around how to get back to our routines.
The worst part about holidays is kids they get into the mode of, what are we doing next?
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
Yeah.
What are we doing in an hour's time? What are we doing in half an hour's time? Like Jackie Brown's just wore me down.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
On Nova 100. Hey, I was meant to play tropical
I was going to say
stuff.
that's the wrong.
And
This
this is tropical music. Enjoy it, but dun 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 dun.
That's a party vibe right there.
That's right up there with keyboard.
How about some tropical stuff?
Keyboard cat.
Hey, who cares, but
No one. Not us.
one of
Luckily
your
for you
greats.
or the bosses. Tropical stuff. You want a sense of the day, Swanee?
I do.
Monday, July 11th. Sorry. Many people would have woken up this morning to check the score of the Wimbledon Championships. Mm-hmm. And in case you're wondering, Nick Kyrgios, it's a bit harsh there. The headline says he unravelled. But it sounds like he was brave before he lost in 4 sets to Novak Djokovic, who won his 21st major and 4th straight Wimbledon. If you think about it, he's won 4 in a row. It's probably not a massive surprise. But
No.
Nick Kyrgios over the last 2 weeks, of course, with a very, very impressive run to the finals of Wimbledon. And he won the first set 6-4, but then down 6-3, 6-4, 7-6 after that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I often am. Was there a controversial backstory to how Kyrgios got into the final?
Well, Rafael Nadal pulled out of the semi, so he walked straight into the final. So he actually didn't have to play in the semi-final. But he's been in good form.
Yeah.
And
what else has been going along as the tennis has gone on? What else has been going along the way, Brownie, of those 2 weeks in the lead up?
Well, it's been controversial because he's had well, he's been having a crack at all and sundry, including in the final last night. He was having a crack at the umpire for not kicking out a girl who he said had 700 drinks in the front row. And fair enough too, I reckon, because this girl just kept getting stuck into him during the points. She should have been ejected. So that was sort of what lit the flame, Swanee, and then he just started to unravel from there, and he blew up, and then he turned on his own box, including his coach and his girlfriend for not cheering him and supporting him throughout points. So he would turn to the box and go, "Why didn't you say anything for the whole point?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but is there some extra controversy around Kyrgios in terms of some alleged charges?
He was charged for an incident with his ex-girlfriend.
I'm surprised that he was allowed
year.
to play at Wimbledon with that around him. I don't know, it just seems
innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, I know. I understand that. I know how that works, but it just surprised me.
He's apparently it was quite Deano, he's your boy. Did you stay up and watch?
When you say he's my boy, for F's sake, I just like watching the dumpster fire that is Kyrgios. Tennis is very boring, and he's very fun to watch.
What about now?
He's not my friend.
What about now that he's been charged?
That's not great, and I don't know any of the details, and it sounds awful, but I don't know any of the details.
Okay.
He's,
I reckon we should both Google that for homework.
He's a bit of in the post-match interview. He was quite humble, talking about Djokovic. He's a bit of a god. I'm not going to lie. I thought I played well today, but so anyway, there you go.
And just quickly too, the charges, Swanee, they were from last year, but they happened to be announced throughout in the middle of Wimbledon for some reason. So the timings.
Hey,
no one knows anything.
What about a change of pace? Army, if Jackie's put this together for me, he knows if Army Hammer's in the news, I want it.
Oh, yes.
Army Hammer is working as a timeshare salesman in the Cayman Islands. That's one of the greatest headlines I've ever read in my life.
Oh, man.
Well
Please
done, young.
tell me everything you know about this story. I did see the headline and I thought Cayman Islands. Isn't that where you go when you're hiding and also there's no tax?
Yeah, there's bank accounts in the Caymans. Don't you hide, Brandon? Is that where most of your stuff?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Most of your gear?
Cars.
The actor was spotted at the Moritz Resort office last night wearing a blue polo shirt and going over pricing for a unit with a couple of potential buyers.
That is great.
A prospective buyer in the office says Army was outlining a plan that would cost $2,000 per week, or as the social network star put it, about $21,000 for 10 years of vacations. Anyway, so he's working as a timeshare salesman.
Interesting.
Wow. Well, you know what? I don't know what we watched during the holidays. I watched what's that Kenneth Branagh playing Hercule Poirot, the
Agatha Christie one.
Yes, Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile.
Army's in that.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think that was his last one before the
right.
Great Disgrace. Having said that, great role for Armie Hammer doing that, open for inspection thing, because no one can take you around a dungeon quite like
Exactly.
Armie Hammer.
He
knows his way around.
Just walking him through there going, look at this. It's a beautiful cupboard space for mannequins.
You can bite people in this entertaining space.
Vladimir Putin's ex-gymnast lover is pregnant with another daughter. Is that a headline? Is it?
I was going to say, I hope Vladimir's not showing people around timeshare apartments. Be a little bit terrifying.
The latest bundle of joy was reported by...
A Vladimir Putin bundle of joy.
Yeah, Putin's bundle of joy. It's 30 years younger, by the way, that one.
I mean, I've got a... Is she all right? I want to do a welfare check on Ms. Putin.
Remember we said McDonald's shut down in Russia and then kind of opened up as a new business called Tasty, and that's it. Well, apparently there's a shortage of fries in Russia.
What?
There you go.
Well, because
Why?
no potatoes. They ran out of potatoes. They probably get a lot of potatoes from Ukraine.
Are they turning it all into vodka instead?
I would have thought vodka would take precedence. The other thing I wanted to, this happened during the holidays. Boris Johnson over there in the UK resigned.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's trying to hang on for as long as he can, but I think he's gone. In a hilarious turn of events, once it was announced, once he came out the front and announced he was stepping down, Hugh Grant, who hates him, Hugh Grant encouraged anyone out there to play the Benny Hill music if you're outside of Parliament as the resignations were going on. He encouraged protesters or supporters to play the Benny Hill music, right? So this is what it resulted in. It resulted in, so Boris Johnson's, members of his party coming out, of course, the talking heads and saying, no, everything's going to be all right, or this is good for the party. This is what, Boris is resigning, but, the party's moving forward and all that sort of stuff, while the Benny Hill music is playing in the background, Deano.
To make sure that we keep the basic functions of government going. That's really important. There are, for example, no ministers in DfE at the moment. That needs to be sorted out.
That's out the front, mate. How great is that?
Imagine how delighted Hugh would have
Hugh would have been delighted at that and very happy with his followers.
Hey, Mystic Chrissie next if you want your mind read.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Prepare to have your mind blown.
Mystic Chrissie.
Why is there adoption around you?
I was adopted.
What?
What about feeding ducks?
Used to do that when my daughter was little, yes.
Something that you actually really enjoyed, especially.
Yeah, I did, actually.
We all like feeding ducks, mate.
What will she predict next?
There she is.
Enough support from you, Deano.
There she is.
Is my mic better? Can I just give a little check there? Because I've been
Much
told.
better.
Sounds good, Swanee.
Okay, great. I don't even know, because I'm in Sydney filming The Masked Singer. I'm working remotely and I do not have a screen in front of me with the name of the caller. And so I don't know why, but I'm getting C, lots of C's, whether it's the suburb or it's near the sea or the name starts with C.
The suburb is Cheltenham. That starts with C.
And it is near the sea. Okay, so that's where the C's are coming from.
I'm originally from Port Fairy as well, which is the ocean.
There you go.
Beautiful part of the world.
I'm trying to think of your name. For some reason, the name Claire came in, but that's not right.
No, a bit longer than that.
Start with a G or an R or a B?
No, not quite.
Okay, what's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Oh, we got
Yep.
there. We got there.
Okay, Steph, we did get there. You have a front-loading washing machine?
I sure do, yep. Yep.
Oh, well, that's because it's not 1975.
Are you going to support me once on this
Do you want one?
segment?
Do you want one support, or what do you want me to do here?
No, I don't need your support now or ever.
Good.
And your heating at home is ducted heating, gas ducted heating.
Yep. Costing a fair bit, but at least we're warm. Yep.
It's true. Why do I see a Gemini around you, the car or the star sign?
My best friend is a Gemini, but
maybe that's what it is. Because it just popped in Gemini.
Yeah, they're not bad. I get along with them quite well.
Well, they're your best friend. You would hope that you would get along well.
So no Gemini car, though?
No.
Never involved in a hit and run. I'm just asking.
I can see maidenhair ferns around you and quarry tiles. Like those shiny brown tiles and maidenhair furs. Maybe it was your childhood home or something?
No, I lived in a milk bar. So no tiles there.
Lived in a milk bar. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, and without a word of a lie, the first two words that came to me when I knew that I would be talking to you are the words Mars bar and Snickers. I'm holding it up here for approval.
Whoa!
Yeah. They were my favourite growing up. Had to sneak them when my mum wasn't looking.
That's wild, Mystic.
That's weird,
Good
isn't
guess,
it?
Bonnie.
And I've got the proof right
You
here.
do. You're showing it. Even though you
Even
did
today,
write
I have the worst sweet tooth.
How cool would it be just grow up living in a milk bar?
Jeez, it'd be unbelievable.
I mean, that is a whole other, full phone conversation.
Did you
because
sell? Did you sell Twix in there? Because Nathan Broad loves Twix.
Yeah, sure did. And ice creams and pizzas and all the rest. Yeah.
All right, Mystic, come on. Knock our socks off. Here we go.
When you order a coffee, you order a strong flat white.
So close. A strong cappuccino. 'Cause I like the chocolate on top.
So close. When you eat a croissant, you have it plain with no jam.
Yeah, no jam.
Big.
No.
That's good, because I'm a jam lady. Everyone loves a bit of jam on their croissant, but not you, Steph.
No. Just
And
on
you were-
toast, maybe.
You were born in the 80s.
No. Not at all.
Not at all.
She sound old, does she, Swanee?
I just thought 80s. Obviously 90s then, is it?
Yeah, 90s. I listen to a lot of old music, though. Oh, not old, sorry.
Maybe that's what I'm getting. You're an old soul, Steph.
I try to be, yeah.
Yes. Do you have older brothers and sisters?
One older sister.
Do you date older people?
Sorry? Do I
Nothing.
date older people?
Yes.
I did work in aged care for a little while, but no dating.
This is the old souls that I'm getting around you. You're surrounded with old souls.
I love old record players and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, retro, vintage lady.
Love op shopping.
Yes, me too.
One more big hit, Swan.
Okay, one more
you
big
got
hit.
this.
The area that you go to first in an op shop is like the cups and crockery and homewares section.
Big swing.
Yeah. I haven't bought like a new mug in years. I like the old random golf course ones or
Yes, that's what I'm seeing. A whole lot of random bits and
I
bobs
call it
from op shops.
eclectic.
Yes, that's a good hit. Come on, Deano, don't look at me with that frown.
Hey, big hit. Big hit.
And when you eat a roast chicken, this is it.
Oh.
When you eat a roast chicken, no, you're vegetarian.
Let's find out.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not. I was excited about the roast chicken.
You go for the thigh, not the breast.
Yeah, I'd go for the thigh.
Come on, man.
You eat it all, bones and all.
Raw. Stephanie, for being the contestant on Mystic Chrissie today, you were the first person in the running for Nova's first class and 50K.
The very first. What an auspicious little entry that is, the number one. I did really well. The Mars and Snickers ones gave me
Yeah, that was
goosebumps.
pretty good, Mystic. That was a good one.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Now this guy.
Sam Groth. We were sitting in the office wondering who was the best expert to talk about Wimbledon. And so we obviously looked to the Liberal candidate for Nepean. What? Here's Groth.
Oh, that is unfair. A tennis superstar in his own right. Welcome, Sam.
It's always a surprise what's going to come out when I speak to you guys. I never know how I'm going to be introduced.
Usually it's a bit better than that one. Hey, Sam, it's like Christmas for tennis aficionados like yourself with Wimbledon on. How many hours sleep have you had?
I'm running on 2 at the moment. I sit on just to get up and have a chat to the 3 of you. Actually, I'll say 4 of you because Deano's there too. I'm running on 2 hours sleep to have a chat to the 4 of you.
Right on, Grothy.
Well done, Grothy, for remembering.
Hey, Grothy, is Kyrgios a doodlehead?
I tell you what, it's a bit of everything when you turn on to watch Nick Kyrgios. I think people turn on to watch the tennis. Some people turn on to see if he's going to have a meltdown. Just because it was a Wimbledon final, none of that really changed.
So, Sam, for those who didn't watch, because, you know, what I'm assuming was on late.
11.
Started at 11.
Started at 11?
Yeah.
Okay, so many people wouldn't have watched it. You know. Take us through, because I see where Kyrgios won the first set. How were you feeling at the end of that first set? Was he looking good, and then what happened after that?
So Nick came out, was very composed, so didn't say anything, was very un-Kyrgios-like with the behaviour. Served well. Novak was a little bit nervous, took the first set, and then the meltdown started. So there was a lady in the crowd that had too much to drink. His player box wasn't standing up on enough points, or every point it was their fault. It was the umpire's fault. And then, for the next 3 sets, the roller coaster ride was on, and he still played some great tennis. But at the end, at the other end, Novak Djokovic did not say boo for the entirety of the match and let Nick sort of ride his own emotional wave, and ended up coming unstuck in 4 sets.
Sam, was it a little bit unfair, though, that that girl that he described as having 700 beers, she wasn't kicked out of the stadium because she was talking to him during the point?
Yeah, well, that was what he said, and I think if you've had 700 pims, it's probably hard to keep your emotions in check, I think.
I saw Pikey do it on a footy trip one year.
But, look, I mean, there's certain protocols that the spectators should uphold. It's probably not ideal that there's someone doing that, but, Wimbledon's normally pretty good with keeping people in line. This is a place that's full of tradition, and, I haven't seen too much of that sort of behaviour at the All England Club.
Grothy, is he popular around the world? Is he polarising around the world, do you think? Do you think there's an audience in in America that is into Kyrgios?
No, he is massive. Every single tournament director wants Nick Kyrgios at their event.
Right.
Whether it's for his tennis, whether it's for the antics, people tune in to watch this guy. He is a different breed, and a lot of people don't agree with the behaviour, and there's a lot of behaviour that is hard to condone. But at the same time, I don't know what the numbers were last night, but people tune in to watch him.
When John McEnroe chastises you for your behaviour, it's always remotely concerning. Sam, what about, is this going to be because he is very talented, but you feel as if he could get ahead of himself and fall off the cliff quickly. Do you think this is a flash in the pan, or has he matured?
No, I'm hoping it goes the other way, Brownie. I'm hoping it's a case of, okay, I've had a taste of what I can do. There's always been that conversation around Kyrgios, can he win a Grand Slam? Well, it was always about, winning 7 matches over 2 weeks. Well, he's almost done that this week, and I'm hoping that for him, it's a case of, look how close I was able to get, not I'm happy with what I've done and I go missing now. So, it could go either way. I'm not one to predict what goes on in Nick's head, because I don't think no one knows what's going to happen moment to moment with Nick. So, the talent's there. He's finally proving to everyone that he can be a force to reckon with at Grand Slam tennis. And, we haven't got too long to wait till the US Open and we get to see just how he recovers.
All right, that's enough, isn't it? I've sat through
you love Sam. You love tennis.
No,
Sam.
I love Sam. I love talking. Well, I love listening to Sam talk about tennis, and I know you love tennis, and Deano, you love tennis.
Sam, you're our resident tennis coach.
Yeah, what happened?
You are a tennis coach.
What happened?
No, I'm not.
What did tennis do to you?
It's a bad game. It's a bad game. But I've said this to Sam many times. It's a great game when players get the balls thrown to them. They have to sit down after every 2 games, and Actually, Sam, did you have a towel brought out to you during that answer, or did you make it through all right? Hey, I wanted to ask Sam.
It's almost as tough as doing 3 hours of radio.
Hey, 2 hours for Sam.
Yeah.
Sam, how's postcards going? Come on, give us some postcard stuff. Are you still doing it?
No, I am not. I've got other things going on at the moment. So tennis finishes for me now, and I turn towards November.
But what about postcard? What about your appearance as a presenter on postcards?
It's all on hold for the moment, Sam.
What was the last story you did?
Won't see me whining and dining across Victoria for some time.
Is there a chance that, Sam, in the next few months you'll be spotted eating with high society at the Lobster Cave?
No, I don't have a lobster cave on the peninsula. Sorry, Brownie.
Oh, man. Few connections. Well, you got the election in November. That's what you're alluding to. So, are you looking forward to it, mate? You're running for... Well, you're not pre-selection. You've been selected as the candidate. You're looking forward to running for office?
Yeah, I am. To be honest, I've already been out every day since February. So when I chatted back at the Australian Open to all of you, it was on the cards, and then yeah, so now 100% focus onto that. So tennis is finished for me, and yeah, an opportunity, I think, to get out and meet as many people as possible and see if I can make some sort of a difference in another way.
Politics again is postcards lost. That's all I'll say, Sam Groth. That's a tragedy that you're not doing postcards anymore. I'll miss you on that. But mate, thanks for sitting through the tennis last night. And sounds like you're looking forward to seeing Kyrgios at the US Open and see what he does.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's got a lot more to offer, and I will. Yeah, maybe I'll see you all out on the hustings at some stage if you make your way down to the peninsula.
Good on you, Sammy.
Vote 1, Groth.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
It is Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100, and Jonathan has a tan.
Great little holiday, yes. Well, not much of a tan. It was raining most of the time up the Gold Coast, but one of the nights, just old-fashioned, go to the pub and watch the footy with your mates.
How great.
So a couple of mates were up there Thursday night. Brisbane were playing the Western Bulldogs, I think. So I got my dear wife, Kylie, to drop me in at the pub, and was not paying much attention. Now, this sports bar had about 15 big screens. So confident you're going to get any angle. You'll be able to get a pot, come back, sit there and watch TV.
Well, who was playing?
Brisbane and Western Bulldogs.
So you went and saw your old team
My old
play.
team. And I got a few funny looks. As I'm walking around, I was so consumed by walking into a pub, trying to find my friends where they were positioned, and a lot of people were looking at me a little bit strangely. When I looked up at the TV at the time, there was a replay of the 2002 Grand Final, and I was having a shot for goal swatting.
Jonathan Brown.
What a moment
mate,
for you.
It was unbelievable.
Did you hit it?
Absolutely I did. And then, mate, I put my finger in the air.
Yes.
And I thought, I'm going to recreate this. So I stood in the pub and put the finger in the air. Give me a pot, sir.
What a magical moment.
So there you go.
Mate, well done. All the people there watching Brisbane Lions supporters would have been... How many photos?
Not one. I'm serious. Not one. What's happened? How quick the mighty fall.
How quick.
Good to see AFL. They get a real imprint up there.
Yeah, they really made a huge impact.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend. Nova 100.